Hello and welcome to another update video about DOT. We take a look at the bigger picture here as well before we dive into the micro patterns for DOT, see if there's anything new here. Looking at the bigger picture, let's say the 4-day chart here for DOT, we can still see that it's like that we're tracking this ABC structure. So I'm primarily tracking this ABC pattern to the upside, during which in a C wave, ideally, the price reaches $54. Can always go higher, but the very first key target that is, let's say that we normally pay attention to, in a C wave, it's the $54 level, the 100% extension. It's based on the length of the A wave, and then we compare that with the length of the C wave. The problem that we have with this chart is that I don't really have any clear start point, from where I can measure. I measure from here, from the October low 2020. That's not the best place normally. Normally you start with the beginning of the A wave, but I tend to ignore the startup candle. Also, I have no clear level where I could really start measuring, right? Because the data is unclear down here. So it's unreliable. So let's see if it can get to 54. I would pay more attention to the, let's say, to the actual microstructures. And then as we go higher, we can use these microstructures to define targets a little bit more accurately. So especially when we, let's say, get the first 1-2 completed, and I think it is ideally nearly completed. Okay, maybe we get another low. But if the low is really in and is confirmed, then I can give you targets for the third wave, the fourth and the fifth. And then we can specify that even further as soon as the third wave is topped. Then I can give you a support area, or let's say target for the fourth wave. And then if the fourth wave is in, we can calculate the target for the fifth at any point, always rolling up the relevant support levels and so on. So important is, however, to really get to $54. And by the way, this is, basically the all-time high. So clearly there is going to be some resistance anyway. And there's going to be a lot of selling pressure up there, probably. So if we get there, pay attention to that previous high as well. It's not only the fib level, but as we get there, we are going to track support. So further extensions are always possible, which means that, the 1.236 extension, it is a common target as well for a C wave. But let's first see if we can get to the first milestone. Now, it is important because the condition is that the $4.60 level is holding. So there's a yellow support area here between 460 and 640. Only as long as this is holding, I remain focused on higher prices. So if we break below 460, I'll probably stop watching for a continuation of the rally. Then we are likely going to drop into this no man's land area, which is between the 78.6 retracement and the invalidation point, which is down here at around $3.60, $3.65. This is the area where we don't have invalidation, but where the upside follow-through is getting less likely, where actually invalidation becomes very, very probable. So what I'm going to watch for here on this chart, bigger picture, is a successful break above $12. That's the wave 1 high, and then we should be in our third wave. First main resistance here is going to be around $24, this swing high from March 2020. And in the very short term, micro patterns, the very first breakout point to the upside is the $7.77 level. So if we get a break above this level, that would be really the earliest indication that we start to move to the upside. Looking at the bigger picture here on the 4-hour chart, we have 5 waves up into the March high from the October low. The pullback is likely corrective. We are currently in a support zone. I'm watching for a potential reversal from here. But it's a bit too early to confirm, right? I added an additional micro support area within the larger support area. It's between $7 and $6.40. And from here, ideally, we start the C wave rally to the upside. Yellow means this is the count in which I'm tracking a directly bullish pathway, really looking at the microstructures to see if we've bottomed already in this wave 2 correction. But evidence is very, very thin. In the best case, this would be a diagonal pattern to the upside, in which we're now in a third wave. And within the third wave, we're in the C wave, and it should reach 880, maybe 937. then the fourth and the fifth. Only if I get the 5 waves, which minimally reach or have to reach 937, I can say that we've really bottomed in that wave 2. Until then, we can track support levels, and I can tell you that if we get a break below the micro support at 640, well, it will be very likely that we're following the white path, in which 1 or 2 more lows is actually quite likely. So yeah, unfortunately, no real change here, nothing new to report. This potential B wave low here is something worth considering as an actual low, but the price action from the low doesn't really convince me yet. I need to see more upside movement. That's my update about DOT. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.